The worrisome state of economy in Nigeria calls for concerted efforts of concerned citizens to fathom what needs to be done to mitigate the challenging times. Hence, the town hall meeting organized by the Youth Bureau, leaders of the civil society and the core socio-economic strata of the nation is convoked to provide solution to the severe economic challenges which has been linked to the global economic meltdown triggered by the COVID-19 lockdown. The convener, Comrade Razaq Olokoba, in his address, emphasized the concerns of President Bola Tinubu about the vulnerability of Nigerians, thereby calls on the organized labor to shelve their latest threat of strike, which is capable of causing more damage to the economy and Nigeria as a whole. Meanwhile, Comrade Olokoba commended the efforts of the Lagos State government in the aspect of food supply, preservation, and transportation.
As we all know, our country, just like many other countries in the world, is faced with severe economic challenges, which call for concerted effort to fathom what needs to be done to mitigate the challenging times. We are at a time when, rather than board passing, name calling or campaigns of blackmail and calumny to eat up the polity, destabilize processes, mislead and incite the people for civil unrest. We are called here to provide solutions. Admissibly, the naked truth many things telling us at us is that the various products of global economic meltdown triggered by the COVID-19 lockdown are yet to fizzle out, but have penetrated various aspects of our productive life. Today, it is an indisputable fact that here in Nigeria, like in the rest of the world, we are all going under the economic straits, irrespective of social status. Our gathering here today is to rub minds as patriots and nationalists who are conscious that we are no other country but Nigeria. Therefore, it will owe us to maintain dignified calm and candor in rating our condition, explaining it, and in providing the way forward for the critical or constructive rather than dismissive or disruptive. Maybe I should do that paragraph again because the emphasis is very important. Our gathering here today is to rub minds as patriots and nationalists who are conscious that we have no other country but Nigeria. Therefore, it behoves on us to maintain dignity, dignifying calm and candor in relating our condition, explain it, and provide the way forward, be critical but constructive, rather than dismissive or disruptive. We must admit that this town hall meeting is being convoked because we share the understanding that even as citizens, just like our leaders at all levels, we have key roles to play in making Nigeria better, no matter the circumstances or conditions we are passing through. My Yoruba people have a saying that ọmọdé gbọ́n, àgbà gbọ́n, làbí dá lè fẹ́. Meaning that to make a society is the collective responsibility of all. Nations are built by the vibrancy of the youth and the wisdom of the parents.
My name is Princess Abidemi Dosumo, FCNA, the Managing Director, Salamot Dosumo, Skills Acquisition Foundation for Women and Underprivileged. Yes, the challenges facing the economy right now, I think it's about everybody taking responsibility. Each and every one of us, the schedule and the task we're given, take absolute control and responsibility of all of this. You can see it's falling out. Like the rural women, when they have their food produce, before it gets to the direct customers, people of high class, those that are wealthy will go into the communities and, skyrocket the prices. Of course, naturally, all the women, they are illiterate and all of that. You use the advantage on them and you get back to the masses and sell at higher prices. So we need to take responsibilities. And the government, I think it's high time we'll have to take proactive measure. We have to act now. We have to ask questions. Who are those responsible for all of these schedules and responsibilities? Make them accountable. It's as simple. Make them accountable. Those in charge of, okay, all those ministries and all of that, if they are not doing the right thing, let them be accountable for all of this. Look at the market women. They are crying foul that, oh, prices of commodities are going, up. Who are the major players here? They will tell you, oh, fine, you went to the market today, tomorrow it's a different price and all of that. Who is responsible? We are all responsible for it. But majorly, the government would have to take proactive steps by implementing policies, stringent policies that will be able to tackle all of these challenges. The policies, to be sincere, they are good policies. But who are the players? How are the players tackling all of these policies in place? Do you understand? Who are the players? How are they tackling all of this? Student loan, it's a fair policy on the part of the government. The requirements given, if we, like, even before setting up the policies, was there interactions? I mean, do they have interactions with the citizens? There has to be policy education. There has to be policy. You need to disseminate all of this to those, the stakeholders, so that they will have clear understanding of the policy you're doing. But being that as it may, it's been done. But now those in charge of all of this policy, are they effective? Are they efficient with all of this? That's the question we should ask ourselves. We should all take responsibilities in each of the tasks that we've been assigned to. I think basically right now, the first thing, people are hungry. That's everybody. It's about food security, food security, food security. Now, how will the government do this? Because the southern part, we don't really, the farming is not as much as the northern part, and it involves movements. They should please ensure that all the people, like the policemen, all of those people on the roads, they don't collect anything from buses, trucks, cars, bringing food, disseminating food to all the states. They should stop all of that. You find out that if food gets to the states, there is no basis for you to add up all the extra costs to the main cost of production, main cost of this food. You don't have to add anything because you've not been exploited.
Women and children.
Definitely, food, women, children, we all eat food. We all eat food. And what is happening in Nigeria today, it's about food. Let's even trash that right now. It affects everybody, cutting across everybody before any other thing even takes up. Now, the rural women we're talking about, because the rural communities are suffering. They are suffering. You go there, you exploit them. They are not literate. You count on that. We need to enlighten them. You need to sensitize them. You need to give them the basic education they need. You tell them to get a business proposal. Those that are not educated, how would they write the proposals? The small and medium scale, they don't have access to loans. The major, they have organizations. They could always reach out with these people through their organizations. Give them incentives. Not just hitting the nail. You need to just go down into the community and do the right thing. Food security majorly is our concern in Nigeria as it is. Thank you.
We are going to use civil society organizations. We are going to use community development associations, religious organizations, ethnic group associations, people living with a disability, and all of the artisans associations and all of the various groups that we have that are registered in Lagos. We are going to use all of them so that we know that they are the people who know the ones who cannot feed themselves among them. So we are going to contact all of them, and then apart from our social register that we have, so using all of these people, we know is going to get to the grassroots. Like I said, Lagos is a victim of its own success because the population keeps going up every day. The population that is going about 10 times out of New York, 10 times out of Los Angeles, about 15, 30 African countries put together. That is the population of Lagos. So feeding this population is a very huge task. But we will continue to push, we will continue to try, and By the grace of God, we will succeed.
I'm Jubril Ogundimo. I am a chieftain of COSEG, Coalition of Odua Self-Determination Group. The food production in Nigeria goes beyond the activities of individuals in the most recent time, not mainly because of anything, but because of the explosion in the population of Nigerians. Now high demand in the food consumption. I believe the government should sit back and see it as a government responsibility. In the recent time, the former president of Nigeria, General Olusegun Obasanjo, he said that if you want to be like Dangote, don't invest your money on agriculture. It goes a long way if it is well analyzed and looked into by those who are in charge of governance. Now, as a farmer and a practicing one, you will discover that all it takes to do farming now, most especially when it comes into insecticides, when it comes into professional touches, when it comes into rearing of animals, livestock, and the rest of it. Individuals does not have what it takes to produce and to produce it en mass. Rather, they are losing. Their fowls are dying every day. Their sheep are dying every day. The farm produce, most especially the land, is no longer producing. And these individuals don't know what to do to improve it. So it now comes into government responsibility to do all these things. And even the private sectors, ranges from the oil industries and the rest of it, they have money to consult the expatriates on food production, and this will change the scenario in Nigeria. That is what we are saying. What have relevance to this again is the agricultural food importation. Every agricultural materials importation, government should reduce the payment of tax on them. The duty should be drastically reduced. It will be part of that declaration of emergency on food production in Nigeria, which is the major problems we are having at hand now, except the kidnapping, except the corruption and the rest of it. At least if people are eating conveniently, it will go a long way in ameliorating the problems Nigerians are facing.
I'm Rotimi Adeniyi, the chairman of National Association of Persons with Disability. I represent my constituency, you know. I represent my constituency as in persons with disability. So right now, I want the government. I want the government to actually look into our plight and try as much as possible to ensure that they engaged us. We have people who can deliver. We have people who are reasonable. We have people who has what it takes to deliver. I just hope that government will give us a position of responsibility. I know we have capable hands who will do it. And government has been trying their best. They have been trying, but they can also do more. So thank God, especially the Lagos State government, who have been doing tremendously for the PWD in Lagos State, and I believe they will still do more. Well, for the PWDs, I know there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a great hope. You know, one thing is I'll just advise my colleagues, as in my constituents, that they should not be deterred. They should forge ahead. Nigeria is going to be better than this, and they are going to work for it. So Nigeria is going to be good. Nigeria is going to make a better nation at the end of the day. It has been it has been rough, no doubt about it, no doubt. But and somehow government have been patching, people have been helping, and things has been moving on.
Mo dúpẹ́ Bello Felicia. Àwọn ìjọba ń try ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n túbọ̀ bá wa gbìyànjú. Ìdí àti túmọ̀ ni pé àwa opó ìyà ń jẹ wá, ọ̀bọ wa ń làágùn, kò sẹ́ni tá a fẹ́ sọ fún. Ṣùgbọ́n ìgbà tí bàbá wa èmi ló kàn ọ̀nà wọn ń bọ̀ ńbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ni gbogbo wa nínú wa ń dùn. A tó 150 ní fellowship wa. Àwọn ẹlòmíì sọ pé èyí táwọn ti ń dì látijọ́ yẹn nǹkan mo ní a máa rérè ńbẹ̀. Mo ní tí tọ́ bá máa kọlà mo ní títa ríro ni mo ní ṣùgbọ́n tí làá bá jiná tán ìgbádùn bẹ̀ kò ní òǹkà. Mo fẹ́ kọ́ àwọn ìjọba kan rí sìn sí wa àti àwọn aláàbọ̀ ara. Boko Haram lénìí, Boko Haram lọ́la. Ẹnìkan ló wà lábẹ́ omi tó ń dùn ṣùgbọ́n mo mọ̀ pé tó bá yá àṣírí wọn á tú. Èkejì ni pé àwọn oko tá a fi bo ara yìí ṣé àwọn ìjọba wa wọn ò lè sọ fún oníkálukú ládùúgbò ẹ̀ pé kán gé e. Àṣà ti sún nínú ilé ká bá pé torí oko yẹn la fi ń gbatẹ́gùn sára nínú ilé. Àwọn inú igbó yẹn kán máa gé e. Tán bá ń gé oko yẹn èmi mo wá lábàá ni mi ò pa láṣẹ o. Mi tó pàṣẹ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ẹnu ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ lé mi. Ìdí àti túmọ̀ ni pé ẹni tó ń lọ wájú ara ẹni tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Ẹni tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ara ẹni tó wà níwájú. Kò ní sí pé àwọn kan lúgọ sábẹ́ ewé yẹn mọ́. Ní ọ̀nà Òjòdú Bágàmbí báyìí ọlọ́pàá ọmọ lórí ire yẹn wọ́n gba báàgì lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tí ò dé yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n tí igbó yẹn bó ṣe ń kún yẹn tó máa ń gé ní ìṣẹ́jú bóyá wọ́n á dínkù bí tọ́n bá rí ibi tọ́n máa lúgọ mu sí mọ́. Èkejì ebi ń pa àwa mẹ̀kúnnù o, mọ́tò ṣe wọ̀ mọ́ o. Ẹwúrẹ́ mi sìn opó ni mí, mo fẹsẹ̀ rìn láti Ìkẹjà dé airport hotel tá ti ní program lé ní nígbà tí wọ́n pe ṣẹ́kẹ́ láti ní 300. Níbo ni mo ti fẹ́ rí? Mo ya mẹ́sẹ̀ mi méjèèjì lóòótọ́ mo pẹ́ dé program yẹn pọ̀ tí mo débẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ àdọ́yọ̀ ariwo ló máa pọ̀. Káwọn ìjọba kan jọ kan rí sìn sí wa o, especially àwa tá à ná ọkọ̀ báyìí. Àwa àyà lọ́jà. Ẹlòmíì kólekóle ló ń fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run á bá wa sọ dẹ̀rọ̀. Mo mọ̀ pé nígbà tí bàbá wa débẹ̀ yìí ìrẹ̀rùn ló máa bá dé fún wa o. Torí náà la ṣe ṣùrù mọ́ wọn o. A ṣùrù mọ́ wọn ni o. Àwa Yorùbá a ṣùrù mọ́ wọn. Ọlọ́run náà dẹ̀ dúró tì wọ́n o. Torí kì í ṣe mímọ̀ wa ṣe wa o. Kì í ṣàdúrà wa ló gbà tó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Kì í ṣe àjò wa ló gbà dé bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Kì í ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe wa o. Àánú la rí gbà o. Kí bàbá wa náà kó má padà lẹ́yìn wa o. Allah ò ní padà lẹ́yìn wọn o.
You have to be very careful in taking position on any policy, either against or for. Every policy is experimental. The government makes policy. That's government policy. And if it's going to succeed at all, people must pay sufficient attention to it, such that you will guide the government. So if you don't guide the government and a policy fails, it's wrong to assume that the government set out to put up a policy that is failing. So policy fails, is replaced. What we are witnessing today in Nigeria is not a policy somersault. It's not the wrong policy. What is bedeviling us in this country today is a strange time. And when you are in a strange time, you come up with a series of policy. So if it fails, you build a barricade around your government to assist that policy to make it work. And that's why we are here today. It is time for us to rise in unison. Whatever is our pace, let us express it in such a way that it will not be damaging to the government. We must ensure that the system ongoing does not fail. We have seen enough than to see our government failing again. So the platform we have put in place is for every Nigerian to express their view. People who have anger has expressed it. People who felt that the Nigerians should be blamed have also expressed it. So let's strike an equilibrium by concluding that all of us we have a role to play. The government has a role to play. The people has a role to play. You don't leave the driving scene to the government. So our resolutions are very clear. This is the time for us to create more support base for the government in terms of guiding the government on security. There should be a new layer of security, state police, community police. Then on the economy, on the forex, and so many things, the people must also have a role to play. If you look at the price of things today, there are things that are not determined by the flow of dollar. So why are they like rent, like sale of palm oil, like groundnut? It's not determined by dollar, and the price kept going up. So the earlier we realize that we need more engagement, we need to talk to ourselves more, the better for the nation. So that's why we are here today.
Miriam, okay? Laudable TV.